This girl is Meng Hui, a makeup artist and online beauty blogger. She suffers from multiple personality disorder caused by a childhood accident. Each time it occurs, Meng Hui seems to become a different person. This time she signed up to participate in a beauty program. She admitted that she had studied abroad in France and Hollywood. Her partners are all world-famous people. When she woke up, Meng Hui immediately regretted her behavior. She didn't expect that she would receive an invitation to join the real show. Under the encouragement of her best friend, she decided to give it a try. The next morning, Meng Hui prepared all the equipment to participate in the program. In the car there was a young man wearing sports clothes. He is talking about contracts worth up to hundreds of billions. Everyone in the car thought he was bragging. But in reality, he is the cold and stingy CEO of a celebrity cosmetics company, Shen. Because his car broke down, he had to take the bus to the company. Shen asked Meng Hui to swipe his card for him. But Meng Hui paid in cash and still paid 2K in excess. Stingy Shen not only did not thank her but also scolded her for wasting her money. After Shen got off the bus, everyone laughed at him for being stingy and pretending to have money. Shen came to the company and all the employees bowed respectfully. The project director rushed to report the situation. He said it was difficult to develop a liquid foundation that would cover scars. Money is not important. The important thing is that he can't do it. Shen increased the investment amount by 3 times. The manager immediately thought again. Shen declared that no matter how much money it costs, she must develop a liquid foundation that can cover scars. This is the sole purpose for which he founded this company. The assistant is reporting to Shen about a beauty-related reality show to promote the product. To save costs, Shen asked his assistant to reduce the number of judges, and instead he would personally be the judge. The staff gossiped about Shen's stinginess. When participating in an interview, Shen remembered his childhood. That past is an indelible scar in his memory. That is the only reason why he must successfully develop a foundation that can cover scars. Meng Hui is doing a makeup test for a supermodel. Her excellent performance caused her to quickly be approved and officially join the program. After everyone left, Meng Hui kindly reminded Wei Lei to get her nose redone or else it would be crooked. This statement touched Wei Lei's pride. She affirmed that she had never had plastic surgery, so Meng Hui was definitely wrong. Wei Lei successfully raised another enemy. Swayan is a plastic surgeon and friend of Shen. Knowing her friend's character and stinginess, Swayan used many excuses to prepare food and clothes for Shen. He even gave Shen a new phone. Shen never thought he would have such a good friend. At the show's filming location, Xiaomei accidentally made high-end cosmetics on display. Even though they were just empty jars, Shen asked her to compensate them at the original price. The total amount is nearly 100 million. Only then did Meng Hui realize that what Shen said on the bus was not a lie. Meng Hui went to check and discovered that the table latch had fallen off because she accidentally swiped it during the interview, so she felt extremely hurt. Meng Hui went to Shen and wanted him to stop asking Xiaomei for money. Meng Hui said the cause was her so she would compensate. Shen was a little surprised by Meng Hui's honesty. He begins to sympathize with her. Not only did he not force Meng Hui to pay compensation, but he also helped Meng Hui when she was in trouble. Wei Lei is Shen Yi's ex-girlfriend. She broke up with Shen Yi because he refused to spend money on her. Now she wants to return to Shen Yi and win the show championship to become a brand representative. But Shen Yi refused on the grounds that Wei Lei had had plastic surgery. He also said he wanted to find someone like Meng Hui as his representative, who is not only beautiful but also dares to accept. Wei Lei angrily revealed the truth that Meng Hui lied in the interview. At this time, Meng Hui's illness relapsed. She appears in front of everyone with a second personality as a beauty blogger. She immediately turned the unfavorable situation around and made Shen Yi deeply remember this cute and fashionable girl. She also continuously attacked Shen Yi, successfully attracting his attention, and this scene was all seen by the staff through the screen. Because Meng Hui has multiple personality disorder, she often transforms into another person with a completely different personality and behavior. This time she appeared as a makeup blogger. She thought Shen Yi loved her and spent a lot of money on her. Meng Hui repeatedly marked his sovereignty in front of Wei Lei. Meng Hui also proactively filmed a video advertising pink lipstick, causing previously unsold lipsticks to sell out within half an hour. After Shen Yi heard the news, he decided to ask Meng Hui to film another video to sell optical purple lipstick that could not be sold before, but he didn't want to pay extra for this activity. Jian and the marketing director went to see Meng Hui. The two of them gave Meng Hui a set of lipstick in the name of the company. Meng Hui thought Shen Yi gave her lipstick, so she recorded a loving video to thank her. Jian felt that the video was too personal, so he called and told Shen Yi to watch the video first. But Shen Yi was too busy, so he told his assistant to post it directly. After the video was posted, lipstick sales increased continuously, and all the remaining goods were sold out in a flash. The next morning, Meng Hui just woke up and looked back at the video, but the second way she remembered the vague images she had done with Shen Yi, she wanted to find a hole to hide in. After watching the video, Shen Yi was extremely angry. He called the manager to the corrections office for a while and then went directly to see Meng Hui. He asked Meng Hui to tell everyone that there was nothing between the two of them. The curtain fell and everyone in the room heard it. Meng Hui went home crying like rain. She feels people will think she is a liar. Seeing his best friend like that, Tao said he would find a way to help her. Tao sent Jiang a free psychological consultation ticket. Just as Tao predicted, Jiang actually came to see her for advice. From the moment Jiang walked in the door, Tao diagnosed a series of diseases for Jiang. She advised him to get treatment, but the treatment fee was so high that he had to withdraw. Tao offers her to treat Jiang for free on the condition that he takes her to see Shen Yi. Tao clearly told Shen Yi about Meng Hui's multiple personality disorder. She said the person who caused trouble for Shen Yi was not Meng Hui. She hopes that from now on, Shen Yi will not make things difficult for Meng Hui anymore. On the surface, Shen Yi did not agree, but he still wanted to find the person responsible. But then he indulged in thoughts about Meng Hui. Finally, Shen Yi decided to go to the program team to find Meng Hui. Meng Hui is washing the costume team's clothes. Because Shen Yi publicly said that the two of them had no relationship, everyone intentionally made things difficult for her. Seeing this, Shen Yi immediately stood washing clothes with Meng Hui. The program staff felt a bit sorry for making things difficult for Meng Hui, so they went back to check on her situation. Unexpectedly, he saw Shen Yi helping Meng Hui with the laundry. Screaming at the swallows, everyone immediately ran back to wash the clothes and chased Meng Hui and Shen Yi out. The two left the makeup room and then sat together to look at the stars. Shen Yi apologizes to Meng Hui for yelling at her in front of everyone like that. He also promised to keep Meng Hui's multiple personality disorder a secret. Shen Yi asked Meng Hui why she wanted to become a makeup artist. Meng Hui said she wanted everyone to be beautiful. Meng Hui then retorted why Shen Yi worked in the cosmetics industry. Shen Yi said he just wanted to do makeup for the most beautiful person he liked. I came to Shen Yi recalling my memories as a child. He was often bullied by a group of friends. At that time, a little girl, afraid of him getting hurt, stopped him, so he accidentally injured her face. The principal and the girl's family came to his house to demand compensation. But at that time his mother was seriously ill, and his family was completely unable to pay for her surgery. He had to lie that he didn't mean to fight, that she was on the side of those who bullied him. He was just defending. Then Shen Yi called Suiyan and said it was all his fault that her face had such a big scar. I don't know how that girl is living now. At the same time, Meng Hui washed her clothes, removing the foundation, revealing a long scar on her face. Wei Lei walked in and saw the scar on Meng Hui's face. She threatens to tell Shen Yi so he can see Meng Hui's ugly face. Wei Lei's threats made Meng Hui tense. Her personality disorder immediately relapsed. Wei Lei meets Shen Yi in the hallway. She wanted to tell him about the scar on Meng Hui's face, but he thought she was talking about multiple personality disorder, so he asked Wei Lei to keep the secret for Meng Hui. In return, he will help her reach the top 5 of the competition. The company's employees misunderstood that Meng Hui and Shen Yi were in love because they saw him helping her wash clothes. Shen Yi kept explaining, but no one believed him. Unexpectedly, Meng Hui appeared at this moment. Meng Hui rushed to where Shen Yi still did enough for the cow in front of everyone. It seemed like she considered Shen Yi her boyfriend. Shen Yi immediately realized that her illness had returned, so he asked her to go out to eat together that night. He quickly asked Tao how to solve it. Tao says the best treatment is to continue acting with Meng Hui. Shen Yi helplessly agreed. During meals, to save money, he always chooses the cheapest things. Then the two went to the amusement park. Meng Hui said she wanted to ride the Ferris wheel. Although he was extremely regretful of money, looking at Meng Hui's disappointed face, he still spent money to buy tickets so that she could fulfill her dream. The two people getting off the Shen Yi Ferris wheel suddenly became interested in the game of picking up teddy bears. He decided to try for a while but still couldn't pick it up. Shen Yi was extremely sad. Meng Hui immediately patted his head to encourage him. This intimate action made Shen Yi's heart flutter slightly. The two of them went home together. Meng Hui even took the initiative to kiss Shen Yi, but before he could touch his lips, he dodged like crazy. Shen Yi then used an excuse to get off work and go home first. At night, Shen Yi's mind was filled with Meng Hui's image. Unable to think, he went back to sleep. Green Scrub is the co-founder of the company with Shen Yi and has also admired him for many years. Seeing that Shen Yi fell asleep, she immediately walked over to give him the blanket. Waiting for Shen Yi to wake up, she asked him about his relationship with Meng Hui. Hearing what Shen Yi said, her face immediately changed. At this moment, Meng Hui called and said she wanted to watch fireworks like in idol movies. Meng Hui heard that Shen Yi was preparing a surprise for her, so she specially put on beautiful makeup. Because she didn't want to waste money, Shen Yi lit a small firework for Meng Hui to see. When Meng Hui saw the scene, her dream was shattered. There were no fireworks in the sky and no romantic scenes. Meng Hui thinks that Shen Yi is too sketchy and thoughtful without her in his heart. Then she angrily left. Shen Yi again dreamed of the past when he and his mother were abandoned by his father. Because his mother was constantly sick, she didn't even have money to buy a school bag for him. That is the reason why he has always been frugal since childhood. The next day Meng Hui even refused to do Shen Yi's makeup. He was extremely upset and said he would do his own makeup. When Shen Yi returned to the car he saw Meng Hui already there. He immediately walked home first. The next morning when Shen Yi woke up, the internet was full of information from him and Meng Hui. The reporter interviewed her and asked her if she believed Shen would be able to invent a foundation to cover scars. Meng Hui definitely said no, the problem is not in the foundation but in the makeup technique. When she saw the video, Shen was extremely angry. He couldn't bear it any longer when she dared to touch his lifelong determination. In front of many people, Shen told Meng Hui that there was no relationship between them. After filming, Wei Lei went to Shen to ask about his argument with Meng Hui. But Shen suddenly grabbed her arm. He remembered that Wei Lei had a scar on his arm before, but now he couldn't see it. Wei Lei said Meng Hui helped her cover the scar. Shen immediately used his hand to rub the scarred skin area vigorously. He discovered that the scar was covered by Meng Hui with a layer of foundation. Thinking that Meng Hui knew how to create foundation to cover scars, he immediately found Meng Hui to make peace with the goal of getting the formula to create foundation to cover scars from her. Shen prepared a dinner at the most expensive 5-star hotel to please Meng Hui. Shen Yi's sudden change made Meng Hui feel unbelievable. She felt like she was dreaming. Shen also prepared Meng Hui's favorite flowers. Not only that, there's also her favorite Pikachu. He is no longer stingy like before. Shen ordered exquisite dishes. In particular, he also prepared a complete fireworks display. However, at the final fireworks display, 2 strange names were written in the air, making Meng Hui feel suspicious. Meng Hui wanted to test whether Shen liked her or not, so she found a chance to share a room with Shen, but Shen firmly refused. Shen decided to let Meng Hui cover up the scar on Wei Lei's hand. After that, he will record the entire process of covering her scars to conduct research on scar covering foundation. Wei Lei heard that the program team wanted to ask Meng Hui to replace the model who was having trouble on stage. She immediately plotted to harm Meng Hui. Wei Lei applied glue to the chair, then used the excuse of asking Meng Hui to do her makeup. Successfully lured Meng Hui to sit on a chair covered in glue. But when Wei Lei turned around, she accidentally bumped into the camera in the changing room. The camera hit Wei Lei straight on the nose. Everyone heard screams and rushed in. Shen saw Meng Hui holding the camera and immediately suspected Meng Hui of intentionally harming Wei Lei. Before hearing Meng Hui's explanation, he loudly accused her. Later, Shen went to the hospital to visit Wei Lei. Knowing that it was not easy for Wei Lei to get to where she is today, and now due to injury, she cannot participate in the competition, Shen decided to organize a revival match to give Wei Lei another chance. He then apologized to her on Meng Hui's behalf. Even though Wei Lei doesn't like Meng Hui, she still says that Meng Hui really didn't cause the accident. Shen returned to the recording site to find Meng Hui. He used her favorite Pikachu to apologize to her. Meng Hui agreed to forgive him but also offered to break up with him. Shen remembers what happened when he was a child. Because his family was difficult, there were always a few boys who made excuses to bully him. Only that girl is always ready to help him. She is also his only friend. One day the boys who often bullied him came running to find an excuse to cause trouble. The girl rushed to protect him. Even though he is used to being bullied, he does not allow others to bully his friends. So he held the iron stick on the ground and stood in front of the little girl, waving it around. But he accidentally scratched her face and left a very deep scar. Since then he always felt guilty and painful. That's also the reason why he was determined to create a foundation that covers scars. The replacement for the opening match has arrived, but because Wei Lei is hospitalized, there is still one contestant missing. It was an unmasking contest, so no one was willing to participate. The situation believed that the disaster was caused by Meng Hui, so Meng Hui had to replace Wei Lei. At this time, Meng Hui was still suffering from multiple personality disorder. She appeared to be fearless as she sat in front of everyone, removing her makeup to reveal the long scar on her face. The audience gossiped about the scar on her face. Shen sitting under the stage also saw the scene. The audience is still talking about Meng Hui. At this moment, Shen saw a camera close to Meng Hui's face and couldn't sit still and watch her being bullied anymore. He quickly rushed onto the stage so that Meng Hui could bury her face against him. Shen asked to stop filming, then quietly asked Meng Hui to come back. Shen saw the scar on Meng Hui's face. He realized that Meng Hui was the girl he had been looking for all these years. He decided to become a perfect boyfriend to make it up to her. Seeing Meng Hui's diary and shopping cart, he immediately clicked by them all. After Meng Hui woke up, her true personality returned. Seeing that everything he liked was in his room, Meng Hui spoke extremely cruelly. Looking down a bit, I saw Shen sleeping on the floor. Not knowing how to handle it, Meng Hui planned to run away, but Shen found out. Shen Yi's sudden change in attitude made Meng Hui a little confused. He said from now on he will be her boyfriend. He will be responsible for the rest of her life. Meng Hui repeatedly apologized and said the person who contacted him was not her real personality. Meng Hui went to see Ah Tao and told Ah Tao what happened at the hotel. Meng Hui continually asked Ah Tao for advice. Ah Tao feels Shen really loves Meng Hui, but Meng Hui feels this is impossible. Shen didn't know how to make it up to Meng Hui, so he went to consult Suiyan. Suiyan said he would help Meng Hui get plastic surgery for the scar on his face. Suiyan then made an appointment to see Meng Hui for a checkup. Suiyan called Shen and said the scar was too deep and difficult to operate on, but if Professor Smith performed the surgery himself, the scar could disappear completely, but he only comes to China once a year. Shen said he would use all of his assets to make an appointment with the doctor. Suiyan said he had made an appointment to help Shen. Meng Hui went to the production team to apologize to everyone. At the same time, she also said that she and Shenyi have no relationship. But at this time Shenyi sent Meng Hui many things. Everyone immediately understood the relationship between the two. Meng Hui goes to Shenyi's office to tell him she doesn't have any formula. To cover her scars, she simply relied on her skin and mixed all the cheapest foundations. So he doesn't need to try to treat her well to get the formula. But for Shenyi, she is the most important thing. He asked Meng Hui to give him a chance to take care of her. Meng Hui immediately refused. Shenyi saw that and immediately said it's okay to just be a normal friend. Meng Hui had no other choice but nodded in agreement. Meng Hui and Tao go to the jewelry store. She wanted to buy a gift to repay Shenyi. The gift was worth up to 6 zeros, but she still bit the bullet and bought it. Being friends with people who have money is too difficult. Meng Hui meets Xiao Mei. Xiao Mei says Shenyi is looking for her. Meng Hui heard this and immediately ran away. Unexpectedly, he bumped into Shenyi in the middle of the road. He used the name of a friend to invite her out to eat, but the dishes he proposed were too red. Meng Hui kept finding excuses to refuse. He mentioned going to the restaurant he often went to eat before she agreed to go. But when Meng Hui fathered the price, his blood pressure immediately dropped. Meng Hui wanted to leave the production team, but everyone in the group did not agree. People think that Shenyi and Meng Hui are in love. Meng Hui goes to Shenyi's house. Seeing Meng Hui standing in front of the door, Shenyi was startled. He quickly ran into the house and put on his still wet shirt. Meng Hui gave Shenyi the medal she had specially chosen for him. She then apologized to Shenyi on behalf of the program crew because the previous program was ruined. Shenyi said he really liked the badge she gave him. He promised not to withdraw capital nor blame the production team. Shenyi goes to make tea so Meng Hui can tour around the house. Meng Hui saw Shenyi's many charity awards. It turns out he was so stingy because he wanted to save money for charity. Meng Hui immediately changed his view of Shenyi. In the dressing room, Meng Hui heard the staff criticize Shenyi for being too stingy and spending too little money on the program. Meng Hui immediately stood up to speak for Shenyi. Meng Hui's change made everyone confused. She even proactively texted Shenyi to go out to eat. Shenyi mixed 8 types of cream, so Meng Hui told the person in charge. He wanted him to create a new product from this formula. The person in charge couldn't understand Shenyi. Shenyi had to call to cancel the appointment with Meng Hui. Shenyi asked his assistant to order the most luxurious meal for her. Looking at the cufflinks in Shenyi's hand, Xing Yao so sad. Shenyi suddenly realized that if he kept buying expensive gifts for Meng Hui, he would burden her. In order not to put too much pressure on Meng Hui, he decided to invite all employees to order food to get coupons. Then send the voucher with the highest denomination to Meng Hui. Shenyi wanted to give Meng Hui the latest set of skincare cosmetics. He asked his assistant to divide it into many sample vials. He then sent it to Meng Hui and told her it was a sample product from the company. Suiyan went to the office and gave Professor Smith's appointment. Although it is impossible to completely erase the scar, Professor Smith will try his best. Suiyan felt this was something he should do because Shenyi also helped him when he was in trouble. Shenyi took Meng Hui out to dinner with a romantic atmosphere. They happened to participate in the drawing to receive prizes to celebrate the anniversary. Meng Hui was a bit surprised. Then Meng Hui suddenly received a special prize from them, the reward being Professor Smith's appointment card. Meng Hui immediately realized that all of this was arranged by Shenyi. Meng Hui and Shenyi went home together. Shenyi carefully put on her coat and asked about the scar on Meng Hui's face. Before she knew how to wear makeup, people who saw her scars all pitied her. Hearing that, Shenyi immediately felt heartbroken. He was about to raise his hand to touch Meng Hui's face but stopped mid-air. Meng Hui saw that he was sad because of her. She immediately said that because no one is perfect in this world, God left a scar on her face. He thought that Shenyi could still treat Meng Hui well and meet Meng Hui in many other ways. Shenyi cannot concentrate on work. He was extremely worried about Meng Hui, so he called the hospital to inquire. When he heard that the surgery was very successful, he felt reassured. Xian went to the hospital room to visit Meng Hui but met Wei Lei there. Only then did he realize that it was Meng Hui who gave Wei Lei the opportunity to have surgery. After learning that Shenyi skipped the meeting to sign a contract to research scar cream, the board of directors promised to be extremely angry about his irresponsible actions. Shenyi rushed to see Meng Hui. Just when he saw her carrying a scarf about to go to the market, he decided to go with her. On the bus, Meng Hui's veil accidentally fell off, causing everyone to notice the scar on her face. Shenyi quickly pressed her face against his and said, "Let's not take the bus anymore." Then he called his assistant to bring the car to him. In the car, Shenyi remembered that when she was young, Meng Hui had chicken pox, making her classmates laugh at her. At that time, he gave her a scarf to cover her face. This habit is still maintained by Meng Hui to this day. Shenyi took her to see the stars and asked her why she gave up the surgery. Meng Hui felt that Wei Lei was even more miserable than her. Without surgery, Wei Lei's life would be ruined. She didn't want her to regret this later. After hearing Meng Hui say that, Shen Yi hugged Meng Hui and asked to be with her. He also said that the scar on her face did not affect his love for her. Meng Hui was extremely happy. Shen Yi looked at her messages and Meng Hui felt extremely sweet in her heart. At the end of the makeup contest, Wei Lei won first prize. She thanked makeup artist Meng Hui and continuously praised Meng Hui on stage. After the ceremony ended, Wei Lei gave her crown to Meng Hui. She apologizes to Meng Hui and hopes they will become good friends from now on. At this time, Shen Yi walked in. The two began fighting over Meng Hui, forcing Meng Hui to choose between the two. In the end, she chose to go shopping with Wei Lei but used Shen Yi's credit card. The law firm will organize team building on Saturday. Shen Yi wanted to change the time because he had an appointment with Meng Hui, but Xing Yao had already sent a notice to the staff. Jiang quickly asked Shen Yi to invite Meng Hui to attend team building with him. During the team building session, everyone thought Meng Hui was a new employee, so they kept asking Meng Hui questions. Originally, the company's rule was that everyone paid for their own meal, but today Shen Yi decided to invite everyone. Moreover, he also ordered all the dishes in the restaurant. After eating and drinking, everyone felt sick to their stomachs when they heard Shen Yi say the bill. Meng Hui talks to Shen Yi. She advised him to treat his employees like family. As soon as he finished speaking, Shen Yi immediately protested that they were just employees and he didn't need to care too much. All the employees hiding behind the wall heard Shen Yi's words. Too angry about Shen Yi's way of thinking, they immediately called the waiter to divide the cost of the meal equally. Shen Yi takes Meng Hui home. He was about to fasten her seatbelt, but she thought he was about to kiss her, so she closed her eyes. Shen Yi saw this and pushed the boat along with the flow. Meng Hui then invited Shen Yi upstairs for coffee. Meng Hui went to make him some water. Shen Yi walked around the house and accidentally saw a photo of Meng Hui when she was a child. So he asked Meng Hui a lot. When he discovered that the two of them had not gone to the same school since their first grade, he felt dizzy and quickly made an excuse to leave. After returning, Shen Yi told the boat that he had recognized the wrong person. He didn't know how he would face Meng Hui in the future. The next day, Meng Hui sent the plan to Shen Yi. He expressed his desire to limit meetings with Meng Hui, but she misunderstood what he meant because he was too busy with work. Meng Hui saw that Shen Yi's tie was askew and helped him adjust it. Xing Yao suddenly entered the room and accidentally saw everything. When Xing Yao sent Meng Hui home, she used Shen Yi's name to invite Meng Hui to attend the banquet tomorrow. She also specifically instructed Meng Hui to wear a gorgeous dress. In the evening, Meng Hui sent a text message asking Shen Yi what clothes to wear tomorrow, but he did not reply. The next day, everyone attended the party in sports clothes. Only Meng Hui wore a skirt and hid in the bathroom because others told her. She tried her best to restrain herself from letting other ways appear. Back at the party, she confidently chatted with Shen Yi's partner. Her extensive knowledge makes Shen Yi's customers extremely interested in her. To avoid Meng Hui's embarrassment, Shen Yi changed into a suit. Meng Hui was happy when Shen Yi helped her, but Shen Yi immediately changed her attitude towards Meng Hui. He blamed her for not attending his parties like today. Shen Yi then suggested that they both be silent to think carefully about this relationship. Hearing that, Meng Hui immediately tried to act calm and left. After returning home, Meng Hui told Ah Tao and Wei Lei what happened on the golf course. Wei Lei felt that Xing Yao was plotting to harm Meng Hui, so he asked Meng Hui to meet Xing Yao to confirm that she was the real wife. Meng Hui also asked Xing Yao to go out and meet. Before Meng Hui could say anything, Xing Yao spoke first. Xing Yao affirms that only she can help Shen Yi make money, only she is worthy of Shen Yi. And Meng Hui only costs him time and money. After speaking, he was about to leave when Wei Lei pulled him back to help Meng Hui. Xing Yao was extremely embarrassed. Xing Yao called to complain to Shen Yi. Shen Yi promised to make it clear to Meng Hui. In the evening, Meng Hui received a farewell message from Shen Yi. Meng Hui was a little sad. She remembered all the previous events, but another way immediately appeared. This time she vowed she would help Shen Yi company make money. The next morning, while an employee was doing makeup at the company, Meng Hui suddenly appeared to help everyone with their eyebrows. When Shen Yi arrived at the company, he saw that Meng Hui seemed to have become a different person, so he quickly pulled her into the office. This time Meng Hui's personality is the general and Shen Yi is her assistant. Shen Yi realizes that her multiple personality disorder has relapsed. To cooperate with Meng Hui, he had no choice but to ask Jiang to call her boss Meng. He then asked employees to call Meng Hui chairman. Jiang drove Shen Yi and Meng Hui to discuss cooperation. In fact, he drove the two of them to meet Ah Tao. Ah Tao immediately asked Shen Yi what happened. Shen Yi immediately said he broke up with Meng Hui. Ah Tao explains that perhaps Meng Hui thinks only if she is a strong woman can she be a match for Shen Yi. As long as Shen Yi cooperates in acting, Meng Hui's illness will automatically go away. When Meng Hui returned home, she felt her house was too small. How could a general manager live in such a small house? Shen Yi had to ask Suiyan for help. Suiyan happened to have 2 apartments, so he borrowed one for them both to stay temporarily. Shen Yi takes Meng Hui to the villa. Meng Hui told him to call her Tiu and then asked him to mix water for her to take a bath. When Meng Hui came out of the bathroom, she saw Shen Yi still there. She thought Shen Yi wanted to stay with her. Meng Hui said she wanted to do something just the two of them with Shen Yi, then she asked him to arrange it. That's why there is this scene. Shen Yi takes Meng Hui to the convenience store. Just as Meng Hui took the initiative to attack Shen Yi, the ringing sound of the phone interrupted the two. The next day, Shen Yi went to work and started her assistant job. Jiang taught him the tasks that an assistant needs to do. Xing Yao returns from a business trip abroad. She constantly supervises and reminds all employees. Meng Hui accidentally saw the decision to abandon the foundation-making project. She asked Xing Yao to come to the office to meet her. Before Xing Yao could wonder why Meng Hui was in the director's office, the two of them had a heated argument. Meng Hui also called security to chase Xing Yao out. Xing Yao angrily went to see Shen Yi, asking him to explain clearly. Shen Yi did not say the reason. He planned to give Meng Hui a 3-day leave and then fire her. Shen Yi went to Meng Hui's room to fire her, but before he could say anything, Meng Hui dragged him to the meeting room. In the meeting room, Meng Hui continuously pointed out the remaining problems of the project. The staff strongly agreed with her. When the meeting ended, Shen Yi told everyone they needed to split into 2 groups to carry out the project. Half will follow Meng Hui's plan, and the other half will follow his old plan. All employees worked hard for 2 straight days. Meng Hui announced that he would give each person a gift according to their preferences. She also specially whispered to Shen Yi's ear to say that he also had a gift. The whole company was immersed in joy. Shen Yi calls and complains to Swain about Meng Hui being so wasteful. He can't stand her anymore. While talking, employees came up one after another to thank him for being so thoughtful. They didn't expect the company to pay attention to their smallest preferences when choosing gifts. Then they promised to devote themselves to the company. On the street, Shen Yi asked why Meng Hui knew what the employees liked to give gifts that were tailored to each person's wishes. Meng Hui said she just needed to observe everyone with her own heart. Shen Yi asked Meng Hui again what he wanted. Meng Hui bluntly replied that what he wanted was what she wanted. Meng Hui will definitely make concealer foundation as a gift for Shen Yi. After that, she kept talking about his good points. Shen Yi felt a little emotional and said that he was actually not as good as she thought. When he was young, he hurt a little girl, and yet he shied away from responsibility. Meng Hui encouraged him to find that girl if he felt guilty. She also said that if she were that girl, no matter what he did, she would forgive him. Meng Hui's project has achieved very good results. At the same time, she also helped the company sign a huge contract. Shen Yi is very grateful to her. He also realized his previous mistakes. 3 days later, Xing Yao angrily asked Shen Yi why he hadn't fired Meng Hui yet. Shen Yi had no choice but to tell her about Meng Hui's illness. After hearing Shen Yi say Xing Yao offered to stay with him to help Meng Hui, she promised to go and apologize to Meng Hui. Xing Yao went to see Meng Hui, but instead of apologizing, she asked Meng Hui to hold a meeting to explain to the shareholders about stopping the foundation project because she caused it. Shen Yi was criticized badly by everyone. He had to stand up and apologize to everyone. At this time, Meng Hui walked majestically and banged the table to declare that Shen Yi was her man. The investors here are all domineering and corrupt. The employees were talking loudly. The angry investor immediately stood up and left. Meng Hui held a meeting with staff. She said that for people with scars, the thing they fear most is the looks of others. Xing Yao pretended to be stupid and walked in asking what was going on. Unexpectedly, Shen Yi sided with Meng Hui. He said the foundation manufacturing project will stop, but interest will definitely go further. Xing Yao left without saying a word. Shen Yi tells Swain what happened at the company. He also said that the relationship between him and Meng Hui seemed to be gradually becoming clearer. He finally found the meaning of founding a company. The two talked a lot. It seemed like Swain still kept a secret in her heart. Xing Yao told everyone Meng Hui had brought big trouble to the company. Meng Hui immediately stood up to explain. She announced that together they would create a cream that fades the scars instead of creating a cream that covers the scars. Shen Yi also agreed with Meng Hui's opinion. He asked employees to mentally prepare for the new product launch. All employees in the company started working hard. Shen Yi and Meng Hui are also busy with work. When Shen Yi fell ill, Meng Hui took care of everything for him. Seeing Meng Hui's dedication and the staff's fatigue, Shen Yi decided to improve everyone's diet. He paid for afternoon tea for the staff. Everyone was very happy and excited. Xiao Mei was extremely surprised by Shen Yi's unexpected changes. She even has the motivation to work overtime. Shen Yi realized that Meng Hui becoming CEO not only did not bring him trouble, but also helped him increase his inspiration to work. During the meal, Meng Hui sat at the same table as Xiao Mei. Seeing that, Shen Yi also came closer to sit and eat with her. Meng Hui accidentally squeezed out too much lotion. She conveniently applied the lotion to Shen Yi's hand. Seeing this scene, Xing Yao wanted to blind himself. Shen Yi carried the documents to Meng Hui's office. He said from now on he would sit and work across from her. He then asked about her ideal man. Meng Hui smiled and used his feet to tease Shen Yi. Shen Yi stood up and kissed Meng Hui on the cheek. Suddenly the lights turned on. Today, all employees went to work surprisingly early. I don't know if I slept or why I went to work so early, but the staff was emotional because they thought Shen Yi was taking care of them. Therefore, people have more work spirit. Shen Yi then pulled down all the curtains in the office. He said he needed private space to discuss cooperation with Meng Hui. Shen Yi is worried that Meng Hui will recover if this new product launch press conference goes well. but Swayan said that the girl Shani had been looking for so long would participate in the school celebration. Coincidentally, the school celebration coincided with the product launch press conference. Shani was forced to choose one of the two. He was extremely awkward. Waylay goes to Swayan's hospital to get a nose job. There was no other way for Swayan to help carefully. Waylay looked at Swayan. It seemed like she had a bit of a crush on this doctor, but Swayan looked unharmed. Meng Hui happily told the press conference schedule. She also specially arranged for Shani to go on stage to speak, but Shani said he would go find his childhood friend, so he couldn't go to the press conference. Meng Hui greatly respected Shen Yi's decision. She left quietly. On Saturday, Shani returned to school to find the girl in his arms. The press conference is about to begin. Meng Hui was a little out of control. It seemed like she was still waiting for something. Xiao Mei, who was next to her, couldn't hear anything she said. When it was Shen Yi's turn to speak, Meng Hui went out to call him. She accidentally left her speech on the chair. The love affairs came and quietly interrupted her speech. At school, Shen Yi waited forever, but the person he was looking for still did not appear. Swayan stood from afar quietly looking at him. Meng Hui had no other choice but to go on stage to speak for Shen Yi, but the manuscript has been corrupted. Meng Hui accidentally announced the company's upcoming product. It is a product that has not yet been patented. Meng Hui accidentally revealed trade secrets. Every employee in the company is captivated by a fan. The reporter continuously asked Meng Hui questions. At this point Meng Hui realized something was wrong, but it was too late. Shani suddenly appeared and saw Meng Hui faint on stage. This result made Xing Yao sitting not far away extremely pleased. Ah Tao asked Shani not to meet Meng Hui for now. Then she took Meng Hui away. Shani helplessly watched what was happening before her eyes. Shani sat and read the news. The internet was full of insults and slander against his company. Xing Yao told Shani that she had negotiated the patent. But Shani said the company was bought by someone else. Xing Yao didn't believe it and quickly ran out to make a phone call to confirm the incident. Shani wanted to give up, but the staff was willing to start again with him. The press conference went wrong, investors withdrew capital one after another, and the economy became severely depressed. The staff suggested that Shani go see his father Shen Qianshan and ask him for help, but Shani firmly refused. Shani said he deeply regrets leaving Meng Hui alone there. He realized that now Meng Hui was the most important person to him. He really loved that girl. After waking up, Meng Hui remembered everything. Her mood was very unpleasant. Tao comforted her a lot. Seeing the message Meng Hui sent, Shen Yi immediately called her, but no one picked up. He was about to call his father but suddenly remembered the scene when he was a child. He and his mother had to work hard to rely on each other to survive. Because she didn't want his father to find him and take him away, his mother had to constantly change his name. Thinking of this, Shen Yi decided not to ask his father anymore. Shen Yi thought for a long time. Finally he let go of his pride and decided to go home and ask his father for money. His father had carefully prepared at home. Shen Yi returned home with a loan contract in hand. I want to borrow 100 billion from my father. In front of his friends, Shen Qianshan rejected Shen Yi. He will agree to lend Shen Yi if he agrees to return to the company to help him. This is much better than running a cosmetics company that still has children. Shen Yi doesn't want to be controlled by his father. He wants to have his own career. The two argued again. Shen Yi left the house amid his father's anger. Shen Yi sat alone in the office. Employees came to report to him about the current bad situation of the company because the capital turnover was not enough. After Shen Qianshan watched the video of Shen Yi Company's press conference, he asked his subordinates to continue to intervene and withdraw capital. He felt that Shen Yi was like a kindergarten child. After being cornered, he will automatically return home. Shen Yi was being interviewed by reporters around him. Xiao Mei ran to report that Meng Hui was live streaming her makeup. Shen Yi just returned to the office to watch the live stream with everyone. Meng Hui removes her makeup to reveal scars on her face. She then tested the newly launched Perfect Foundation to promote it. Love delivered to the office to mock Meng Hui's ways. But Shen Yi didn't have time to argue with her. He felt sorry for Meng Hui. Meng Hui's live stream was very effective. Many big companies are willing to invest to help them overcome difficulties. But Shen Yi was still not satisfied. Meng Hui was also affected by the live stream. Shen Yi checked the comments on Meng Hui's personal page. He then opened an account to protect her. Everyone congratulated the two. Meng Hui arrived at the company's rooftop to find Shen Yi there waiting for her. Meng Hui knew clearly that there was someone more important in his heart. She agreed to Shen Yi's proposal to break up, but he did not agree. He said the person he really likes is her. She is the most important person to him. Then he gave her a passionate kiss. The next day Meng Hui told Ah Tao and Wei Lei that she and Shen Yi had reconciled. Ah Tao thinks Meng Hui is too lenient. Meng Hui is constantly asked for autographs by fans. Now she is even hotter than Wei Lei. In Shen Yi's company, it was sent to employees. Everyone was very happy. Shen Yi and Meng Hui live as a couple. The two of them do housework together and watch movies together. It was late. Meng Hui wanted to go home. Shen Yi again told her to stay at his house. The next day Shani confided to Swayan that he was with Meng Hui because he loved her. Swayan then asked what he would do if he found the girl from before. Shani said he would apologize and try to accommodate her request. After Shani returned, Swayan immediately took out the paper and looked at it, then fell silent. Weilei looked for Swayan again to find an excuse so he could inject her. Weilei accidentally fell down on the floor. Xingyao couldn't listen anymore and went directly out. When Shani posted a video call with Meng Hui, suddenly a drunk Xingyao leaned straight into the door. Xingyao's sudden appearance made Shani extremely surprised. Xingyao was drunk. She went to inform Shani that she had moved to the house across from him. Xingyao then asked Shani to unzip her dress for her. After hearing this, Meng Hui wondered why Xingyao could put it on but couldn't pull it down. Xingyao left alone. Meng Hui told his sisterhood. The Weilei said that Meng Hui should quickly move to Shenyi's house to stake his claim. Shani called to say he would have a meeting this afternoon. During the meeting, Meng Hui continuously deepened his feelings. Shani also cooperated with her. This scene made Xingyao angry to death. She hugged her face and left. In the evening, Shani came to give medicine to Xingyao. He advised her to rest because health is more important than work. Xingyao's heart bloomed. Unexpectedly, Meng Hui also came. The two of them acted out an emotional scene again in front of Xingyao. Shani even directly proposed to let Meng Hui move into his house. Shani confides in Swayan. He said he wanted to live with Meng Hui to take care of her. But Swayan advised him not to live together like that. He was afraid that Shani had not really determined his feelings for Meng Hui. Shani affirms that he loves Meng Hui. The fact that he loves her has nothing to do with her childhood. Swayan seemed to want to say something but stopped. In the car, Shani kept making innuendos and hints about living together. Meng Hui anxiously consulted the board of directors. After thinking for a while, Meng Hui finally agreed. The two went back to her house. In less than a minute and 30 seconds, Shani finished packing Meng Hui's belongings. After arriving at Shenyi's house, Meng Hui saw that he had prepared everything early. It seemed he was very excited. Meng Hui felt like he had entered a cave. Weilei believes that this is Shenyi's plot. The next scenes were exactly as Weilei predicted. But when it comes to the bed canopy, it is a two-story bed. Meng Hui was shy about the scenes that Weilei had imagined. At night, Meng Hui lay in bed looking at the starry sky that Shani had prepared for her. She happily fell asleep. After Shani came home from work, Xingyao dressed in pajamas and went to his house to borrow vinegar to eat bonchek. Meng Hui immediately went to WC and texted many advisors Weilei to help. Weilei asked her to ask for Xingyao's rice cake. This will expose her. Shani stood in front of the door and asked for Xingyao's boncuc. There's no cake at all. Xingyao was immediately criticized by him. Shani saw that Meng Hui was worried that he would feel awkward standing between two women. So, the next day he went to find Xingyao. He suggested that she go to France for work for half a year or even a year to discuss cooperation. He then directly asked Xingyao if he liked him. When Xingyao heard that, he immediately denied it. Weilei proactively confessed his love to Swayan. She asked him if he was hiding from her. Don't you see how much she likes you? Swayan said she was not the type of person he liked. Besides, she shouldn't waste her time with him. Weilei warmly wished to leave. Shani and Meng Hui have dinner together. Weilei and Swayan were also there. Swayan picked up shrimp for everyone. When Meng Hui took Weilei to get her makeup done, Shani told Swayan that Weilei was a good girl. He advised Swayan not to miss out on love because Weilei is his ex-lover. Swayan doesn't say much. Swayan then gave Shani something and told him to take it out and see. Before she could watch, Shani received a call informing her that a visitor had come to the office. The guest mentioned was none other than his father. He gave him a list of girls asking him to ride cool cars. His father came here specifically because he wanted him to break up with Meng Hui. He felt that Meng Hui was not a guardian for his son. Shani firmly said he would not break up. Shen Qianshan makes him choose between the company and Meng Hui. Although Qianshan did not pay attention to Shen Yi's other matters, he was extremely adamant about his son's marriage. He directly found Meng Hui and gave her a large sum of money asking her to break up with Shen Yi. Qianshan called Shen Yi. He guessed he must have given money to Meng Hui. Instead of being angry, he thanked him for investing in the two of them. Shen Yi went home. As he expected, Meng Hui gave him that money. Shen Yi opened the envelope and felt that this time his father was still very generous. Meng Hui asked what he would do with the money. Shen Yi didn't say anything but just smiled meaningfully. The next morning, Qianshan was awakened by the ringing of the phone. His friend called and said that now everyone knows that his daughter-in-law donated 100 billion in the name of Qianshan Group. That person also continuously praised him for being so complicated to have such a good daughter-in-law. Qianshan felt like even at this age she was still being tricked by that kid. But he was not angry, on the contrary, he was worried about Shen Yi. He worried that his son was only pitying Meng Hui because of his scar. But for Shen Yi, he no longer cared about the scar on Meng Hui's face. What he cares about is Meng Hui. Because of the scar, every time Meng Hui goes to work, she has to put on makeup 2 hours in advance. Because he didn't want her to be tired, Shani warmed her to bed and told her she didn't have to go to work today. Meng Hui packed up the laundry. She saw something in Shen Yi's pocket. It was the paper Swayan gave him. She temporarily left it on the washing machine. Before the new employee interview began, Shen Yi accidentally bumped into one of the employees, causing a series of documents to fall. He helped the employee pick up the files. Accidentally saw a girl named Na La in a pile of documents. In the photo, she has a scar on her face. Moreover, she graduated from elementary school number 3. Shen Yi thought maybe this was the girl he was looking for. He offered to interview the girl directly. During the interview, someone discovered that Na La had been in elementary school for 7 years. Na La said that when she was young, she had an accident so she had to study late. Everyone expressed sympathy for her. Shen Yi felt that she was the person he was looking for. He had many mixed emotions in his heart. Even though everyone opposed him, he was still determined to keep Na La because he wanted to make up for his past mistakes. Shen Yi returned home. He asked Meng Hui for all of her makeup supplies, a portion of each to give to Na La. He said she didn't need to go to the company to work this time. He was afraid she would be tired. Na La not only failed to complete the work assigned by the company, but she also always maintained a relaxed attitude towards her work. For employees in the company, they are always like mothers. Everyone in the company doesn't like her. After Shen Yi saw it, not only did he not criticize Na La, but he also completed all of her work for her. After Shen Yi said that the Human Resources Department had informed him that she refused to go on a business trip, Na La's expression immediately changed. She hugged the scar tightly and said there were many sharp things on the way there. Since childhood, she has been afraid of such things. After Shen Yi heard, he immediately asked the staff to put away all sharp objects, even metals and table corners. He also specially gave all the makeup to cover scars from Meng Hui to Na La. Meng Hui went to sign an advertising contract, but the other party asked her to show her scars when taking photos. This will make advertising more effective, so Meng Hui refused to sign the contract. Because Shen Yi did not let Meng Hui come to the company, she waited for him in front of the company. She confided in him about how she refused to sign the contract because she didn't want people to see and feel pity for her. Then the two returned together. Jiang asked Ah Tao to analyze Na La's actions. Ah Tao tells Na La to let everyone isolate her in order to arouse Shen Yi's sympathy. Sure enough, when Shen Yi saw Na La crying, she immediately came to comfort her. He gave Na La a lot of company documents for her to learn more. This makes Na La feel that this trick is very successful. Shen Yi answered the phone. He wanted the three of them to eat together to introduce Na La to Meng Hui. But Meng Hui had another appointment. Hearing that, Na La took the initiative to invite Shen Yi to eat with her. The person Meng Hui met was Shui Lan, Shen Qianshan's wife. She was infertile, so the two of them had no children of their own, so she also loved Shen Yi very much. But his relationship with his father was not good. Because she wanted the relationship between her husband and son to become better, Shui Lan made an appointment with Meng Hui to ask for her help. Shen Yi and Na La have dinner together. Na La said she wanted to play on the Ferris wheel with Shen Yi. He planned to book a ticket to satisfy her request. At this moment, Jiang called to report that Meng Hui's illness had returned. Shen Yi hurriedly returned, leaving Na La upset. Shen Yi heard that Meng Hui's multiple personality syndrome had recurred, so she rushed to Ah Tao's clinic to confirm that Meng Hui had changed his identity again. Seeing that Meng Hui still recognized him, Shen Yi breathed a sigh of relief. But when Shen Yi turned around, he heard Meng Hui say his younger brother had come to pick him up. Shen Yi felt like falling into an ice cellar. He also had no other choice. He was then dragged home by Meng Hui. Shen Yi was afraid that Meng Hui would see traces of the two lovers, so as soon as she entered the house, she began to clean everything up. Meng Hui looked at him a little funny, but she still had to continue pretending. Shen Yi covered up everywhere while Meng Hui kept asking questions. At this time, Shui Lan called the two people home. But Shen Yi did not want to return to Qianshan's house. So Meng Hui grabbed Shen Yi's hand and pulled him into the door. When Qianshan saw Shen Yi coming home, he immediately let out a sarcastic comment. Shen Yi immediately refuted his father. Meng Hui directly patted Shen Yi in pain. Qianshan immediately stood up and was right where he was. He didn't understand what was going on. Shen Yi was worried about Meng Hui, so he also called Qianshan father to rescue Meng Hui. Because the two of them hadn't eaten yet, Qianshan asked the kitchen to prepare food that night. During the meal, father and son still did not forget to argue. Meng Hui made peace. Qianshan also couldn't think of when he would have a daughter like Meng Hui. After eating, Shen Yi planned to go home. Shui Lan and Meng Hui continuously tried to get Shen Yi to stay. Shui Lan explained to her husband that Meng Hui had multiple personality disorder. This is also a good thing. Meng Hui can make Shen Yi stay here. The next day, Shui Lan took Meng Hui shopping and bought her a lot of things. Meng Hui asked how long she had to pretend. Shui Lan pretended to answer until she told her to stop. She really hopes that Shen Yi can call her mother in the future. Shen Yi tells Swayan about Na La. But Swayan affirms that Na La is not that girl. He asked Shen Yi if he had seen the envelope he gave him. Shen Yi didn't read it at all. Swayan blamed him for not confirming first that Nala was a young girl. At this time, Nala called and asked Shani to quickly come to her. It was time for Shani to go pick up Meng Hui, but he asked Swayan to go instead to get to Nala. After Shani ran to Nala's company to brag and say there was something in the office that was very scary, Shani searched around but found nothing. Xiaomei thinks that Shani is a two-timing bet. She asked Shani to clarify the relationship with Meng Hui. Seeing that, Nala immediately used a pitiful move. Shani quickly explained that the scar on Nala's face was caused by him. I ask everyone to treat her a little better. Nala should have been surprised to hear this, but she acted like she had known this for a long time. He wondered and asked Nala. Nala was confused and couldn't think of an answer, so she pretended to be dizzy to cope. When Shani returned to Meng Hui's house and Shualan was preparing dinner, he saw Nala send a text message saying that she had been moved out of the house by the landlord, asking Shani for help. Shani felt tired and leaned on Meng Hui's shoulder, whining like a child. Seeing that Shani was depressed that Meng Hui had betrayed him, Shani immediately felt that something was wrong. He immediately tested Meng Hui by pressing her against the wall and directly attacking her. Meng Hui also responded to him as before. She was completely exposed. Thinking that Meng Hui had deceived her, Shani left the house angrily. Meng Hui was about to call him to explain. She also said that Shani previously misunderstood Meng Hui as the little girl from before, so she treated Meng Hui so well. Now the person Shani was looking for has appeared. That person is now La. After learning that Meng Hui went directly to the company, the staff tried to hide it from her because they didn't want her to know about it. Meng Hui saw a strange desk. On the desk was a photo of a girl with a scar on her face. She immediately understood. Meng Hui walked out of the company feeling a bit lost. She remembered every detail of Shen Yi's meeting. Suddenly she understood that Shen Yi was with her because of the scar on his face, not because of true love. She accidentally went near Swayan's house. As soon as she got there, she saw a familiar figure. May lightning come to her rescue in time. After Meng Hui woke up, she saw a group of people surrounding her, causing her multiple personality disorder to flare up again. She thinks that Shen Yi is her brother and she also has a sister-in-law. To everyone's surprise, Meng Hui recognized Swayan as her boyfriend. Shen Yi could not accept the truth, but Meng Hui saw her photo on the table. Shen Yi was very miserable because Meng Hui became like that. Everyone blamed Shen Yi. It was not LA's appearance that made Meng Hui stressed, causing her multiple personality disorder to relapse. In the car, Shen Yi warned Swayan not to have any intentions with Meng Hui. Swayan promised to take care of Meng Hui. Swayan blames herself for Meng Hui's incident. He felt sorry for Shen Yi and even more sorry for Meng Hui. Actually, Swayan was one of the people who bullied Shen Yi back then. When little Shen Yi was called Shen Yi, they accidentally made Shen Yi fall. But later he went to apologize to Shen Yi. Unexpectedly, Meng Hui accidentally saw the scene and told the teacher. Swayan always feels guilty about what happened. For this reason, Swayan took a trip to Teacher An's house in elementary school. He saw photos on the wall. He later learned that Meng Hui was actually the injured girl. Shen Yi was very angry about what Swayan said. He thought Swayan wanted to rob Meng Hui. He threw away all the things Swayan gave him. Moreover, he also asked to write a letter declaring his retirement from playing, but even his pen was bought for him by Swayan. Because Meng Hui considered Swayan her boyfriend, Swayan went on a date with Meng Hui to the amusement park. Shen Yi uneasily followed behind, blocking his nose. He continuously badmouthed Swayan to Meng Hui, urging Meng Hui to quickly break up. Meng Hui begins to suspect Shen Yi has bad intentions. Xing Yao and Nala are talking at the office. It was Xing Yao who brought Nala into the company to perform this drama. But now she hates her. At this time, Shen Yi walked in and said he would take Nala home to visit her family. Nala looked at Xing Yao with provocative eyes. Xing Yao was both angry and helpless. In Meng Hui's mind, Nala is her sister-in-law. Shen Yi had no choice but to take Nala home to perform for Meng Hui. But during the conversation, Nala stole Shuelan's jade ring. This makes Shuelan extremely uncomfortable. During the meal, Nala constantly mentioned the scar. This angered Qianshan. He angrily stood up and left. Meng Hui knew that Qianshan had not eaten anything during the meal, so he brought him food. Furthermore, she proactively helped Nala reconcile. Qianshan was touched by Meng Hui's kindness. In the bar, Wei Lei deliberately drank alcohol to attract Sui An's attention. Meng Hui recalls some things from the past. She drank a lot of alcohol. Shen Yi goes out to answer Na La's phone call. He said he had important things to do. When I come back I will explain later. Shen Yi saw a man trying to molest Meng Hui. In anger, he pushed him away. When he saw Shen Yi's anger, the man stood at the wine shelf, which was filled with expensive wines. The man guessed that Shen Yi could not afford to pay for this wine. Shen Yi kicked over the wine shelf without saying a word. The wine shelf fell down and shattered. Shen Yi with a cool face said I will pay, making everyone excited. Drunk Meng Hui said that her heart was very confused now. Even though she knew she was Shen Yi's sister, she still couldn't help but like him. She was afraid it would hurt everyone in the house. Shen Yi patiently explained that he and Nala had nothing. The only person he loves is her. but she did not accept this. He returned home with a drunken Meng Hui on his back. When they got home, they even gave each other a passionate kiss before going to sleep. The next morning, the two officially confirmed their relationship, but Meng Hui was still afraid of being discovered. Shen Yi took her to the company. It's been a while since Meng Hui came to the village. When the staff saw her, they all happily surrounded her. Nala saw this and became jealous. She asked Meng Hui to call her sister-in-law in front of everyone, and also showed off the ring she stole from Shuelan the day before. Meng Hui said a few words asking her to return the ring to Shuelan. After hearing Meng Hui's words, Na Le's expression immediately changed. She said Meng Hui claimed to be Qian Shan's daughter. She asked Meng Hui if he called Qian Shan dad. At this moment, Qian Shan's voice came. Everyone hurriedly bowed to Qian Shan. Seeing Mr. Meng Hui immediately called uncle. Unexpectedly, Qian Shan asked Meng Hui to call him father. He asked Na La to immediately take off the ring on her hand. Qian Shan then gave the ring to Meng Hui. Meng Hui did not want to accept it because this was a family heirloom ring, but Qian Shan still insisted on giving it to her. Everyone deserves to see the scene. Only Na La stood still in place, whispering to Qian Shan to go out. He knew that Na La was just pretending to be the girl who was beaten by Shen Yi as a child. He asked his assistant to investigate Meng Hui's past. Shen Yi secretly asked Qian Shan for the first time. He wanted him to acknowledge his relationship with Meng Hui. On Meng Hui's birthday, Qian Shan held a grand birthday party for her, secretly affirming Meng Hui's importance to the family. During the party, Wei Lei sees Tao feeding Jiang Jiang a brownie. Jiang Jiang blushed brightly. Seeing that, Wei Lei immediately started feeding Suiyan, but he refused, making Wei Lei a little sad. Suiyan was afraid that Wei Lei's drinking would harm her health, so she quickly took the glass of wine in her hand and drank it. Coincidentally, Qian Shan and Shen Yi both gave Meng Hui an identical necklace. Meng Hui immediately gave Shuelan one so that mother and daughter could wear matching necklaces. She didn't know what to do and interrupted Shen Yi and Meng Hui's conversation. Na La said she had something very important to tell Shen Yi. Sure enough, Na La confessed her love to Shen Yi, but she was mercilessly rejected by Shen Yi. Na La got angry. Seeing Meng Hui alone by the pool, she approached and deliberately knocked Meng Hui into the water. Seeing this, Shen Yi and Suiyan immediately jumped into the swimming pool to save Meng Hui. Wei Lei immediately guessed that this case by Na La. She kicked Na La down into the swimming pool. Na La stood up. Half of the scar on my face has disappeared. Only then did everyone realize that the scar on Na Le's face was fake. Man Hui's ill had disappeared. She went to Qian Shan to thank him and ask him if he agreed to let her and Shen Yi be together. Although Qian Shan knew Meng Hui was a good girl, he still did not agree. Because he investigated and discovered that Meng Hui was the girl Shen Yi had been looking for, Meng Hui sadly left the Shen family. Shen Yi knew what happened and immediately blamed Qian Shan for letting Meng Hui go. He told Shen Yi that Meng Hui was that girl. He wanted to let him decide for himself. Shen Yi ran out in the heavy rain. Finally found Meng Hui by the bus. Meng Hui sadly tells Shen Yi about her past. Shen Yi asks if she can forgive the person who hurt her. Meng Hui's answer made Shen Yi even more miserable. She said she hated that person very much and never wanted to see him again in her whole life. This father worried two children, so he asked his assistant to bring them an umbrella. In the company, employees are gossiping about their boss. Shen Yi remembered what Suiyan had told him. Suiyan was sure Meng Hui would forgive him. Moreover, there is also a betting offer. After a long hesitation, Shen Yi still decided to send a message to Meng Hui. He said he had found the boy Wai Luo. Then asked her to meet on the rooftop. Suiyan and Shen Yi went to the rooftop. The two recalled stories from when they were children. After waiting for a long time, Meng Hui also arrived. Meng Hui still declares that she will not forgive him. At this time she saw Suiyan coming. She believes that Suiyan is Wai Luo when she was young. She pretended to forgive Suiyan. Shen Yi wanted to tell the truth but was stopped by Suiyan. Suiyan apologized to Meng Hui as Wai Luo then turned and left. Meng Hui didn't want to embarrass Shen Yi. One is his best friend and the other is the person he loves the most. She is willing to do anything for Shen Yi. He felt very sorry for Suiyan, but Suiyan felt this was what he should do. Anyway, he was the one at fault at that time. The next day Meng Hui brought Shen Yi home to meet him. On the way Shen Yi was extremely worried. When Meng Hui's mother saw Shen Yi, she felt a little familiar. Shen Yi suddenly knelt down and asked Meng's mother to marry Meng Hui to him. He even directly called Mana's mother, which confused her. Meng Hui shows Shen Yi a photo of herself as a child. Shen Yi immediately pointed out her. Shen Yi said that because she was the most beautiful girl. When Shen Yi saw Meng Hui's hairpin, he immediately remembered her image when she was young. This scene was seen by Meng Hui's mother. Mana's mother saw that Shen Yi was worried and immediately reassured him and asked about the relationship between the two. He then continued to express his sincerity to Meng Hui. Mana's mother was satisfied. Meng Hui and Shen Yi went back to the Shen family's house to move out. When Mr. Shen heard that, he was extremely sad and kept finding excuses to leave. Meng Hui saw him like that and followed him. Xian Shan pretended to hesitate, but after a moment he smiled and agreed with her. Everyone has lunch together. Hearing that Meng Hui likes bears a bit, Shen Yi immediately asked Xing Yao to book a plane ticket to Chengdu. He said he would cancel the meeting tomorrow. Meng Hui said she also had an important meeting tomorrow that Shen Yi agreed to continue the meeting. Shen Yi called Xing Yao out and asked her to resign. Seeing Shen Yi so determined, Xing Yao immediately expressed all his feelings. She has liked him for a long time. But in Shen Yi's heart there is only Meng Hui. Who heard these words? Xing Yao had to leave in anger. Tao and Wei Lei guessed why Shen Yi was so nice to Meng Hui. They thought he might have done something wrong to Meng Hui. Tao decided to invite Jiang out for a drink. Jiang drank 3 large glasses in a row to gain all the courage to confess his love to Tao. The atmosphere immediately became confused. When Meng Hui returned, she discovered that the decoration in the house had changed. Even the bunk bed has been changed into a large double bed. Shen Yi then blindfolded Meng Hui and took him to the balcony. Meng Hui opened his eyes and saw colorful lights. There's also her favorite Pikachu and a brilliant fireworks display. She was immediately moved by Shen Yi. He immediately knelt down and took out the ring to propose to her. Meng Hui seemed to be immersed in happiness and could not escape. After Shen Yi proposed to Meng Hui, their relationship also developed at breakneck speed. They can hug each other 24 hours a day but still only stop at the hug and kiss step. Both still did not dare to do anything because they had a rule not to do this before wedding. He immediately took Meng Hui to the gate of the Civil Affairs Bureau to register the marriage. Meng Hui felt that their relationship was developing too quickly. She is a relatively conservative girl. She thinks marriage is like makeup. From acquaintance to love to marriage, we have to go through many steps. It can't be that fast. Shen Yi saw that Meng Hui was still hesitant, so he gave her time to think. You two will be back in the afternoon. Meng Hui thought again. Thinking so, she immediately pulled him into the Civil Affairs Department. Shen Yi looked at Meng Hui and hugged her. Wei Lei's plan to invite Suiyan went smoothly. Wei Lei was extremely pleased. After Suiyan took a bath, she excitedly called Meng Hui to share her excitement. In the middle of talking, the phone ran out of battery. She immediately borrowed Suiyan's phone. Wei Lei accidentally saw Shen Yi and Suiyan's messages. She knows that Shen Yi is the real Shen Yi and Suiyan is just someone who covers up for her friend. Wei Lei was extremely angry. She wanted to let her good friend know about this but was stopped by Suiyan. Wei Lei is no longer interested in his flirting plan anymore. She chased Suiyan to the sofa to sleep. The next morning, the whole company happily received wedding candy from the young couple. Wei Lei is still angry. She went directly to the office to find Shen Yi. Wei Lei is about to tell the truth when she receives news that they have registered their marriage. While Meng Hui went out to get Wei Lei's wedding candy, Shen Yi begged Wei Lei not to tell Meng Hui the truth. He wanted to be by Meng Hui's side to make up for her. Wei Lei had no other choice but agreed. She also sincerely blessed the two of them. The newlywed couple is preparing to have a perfect wedding night. But when they were in bed, they both felt nervous. The next morning, Meng Hui woke up early to cook and then sent her beloved husband off to work. While cleaning the house, she found a pink backpack in the closet. She clearly remembered that this was the backpack she gave Wai Luo when she was a child. Why is it here? She suddenly had an uneasy premonition in her heart. She immediately called Suiyan to say he had left his school backpack at Shen Yi's house, but Suiyan knew absolutely nothing about the backpack. Hearing that, Meng Hui immediately hung up the phone. The two words Wai Luo clearly appeared. Meng Hui stood dumbfounded for a long while. Suiyan felt something was wrong and immediately told Shen Yi about Meng Hui's phone. When Shen Yi arrived home, he rummaged through the closet and discovered that his school bag was no longer there. He guessed Meng Hui took it away. Because of Shen Yi's kindness towards her, Meng Hui decided to act as if nothing had happened. Shen Yi pretended to be calm on the outside, but when Meng Hui went back to sleep, he quickly ran to the trash can to find his school bag. Meng Hui stood at the window and saw everything. Meng Hui went to the company to find Shen Yi. Xing Yao deliberately brought along a shareholder information sheet that wanted Meng Hui to see Shen Yi's old name to cause friction between her and her husband. Unexpectedly, Meng Hui seemed not to notice Xing Yao's tricks. Meng Hui's mother gave her a wedding gift. Seeing Meng Hui's unhappy expression, she guessed that the couple was arguing, but Meng Hui quickly denied it. She said Shen Yi was very good to her. He always gave her everything she wanted, so he felt sorry for her. Mana's mother patiently comforted her daughter and advised her not to think too much. After the wedding, Shen Yi and Meng Hui returned to Qian Shan's house. This time they appeared as son and daughter-in-law. While Shen Yi was away, Meng Hui talked to Qian Shan. Qian Shan realized Meng Hui knew the truth. Meng Hui wondered if Qian Shan agreed to let her and Shen Yi get together because she wanted Shen Yi to take responsibility for her. He said he agreed to let the two of them get together not because he wanted to make up for her, but because her presence had made the relationship between father and son much better. He advised Meng Hui to let go of unhappy things in the past to have a better life. Meng Hui nodded in agreement. Shen Yi begins to prepare for the wedding. Because he lied to Meng Hui, Shen Yi did not invite his classmates when he was young. Gifts in the name of Shen Yi were also not accepted. People from the wedding planning company came to plan. The planner wanted Shen Yi and Meng Hui to show photos of both of them as children to make the wedding more lively. Shen Yi immediately said he didn't have any childhood photos. Meng Hui also coordinated with him. After the meeting, everyone went out to eat. The uninvited guest Xing Yao also brought 2 bottles of yellow wine. She wanted to wish Meng Hui and Shen Yi drunk. Shen Yi knew that Meng Hui's prognosis was not good, so he took the initiative to drink for her. Suiyan was afraid that Shen Yi would drink too much, so he drank instead of Shen Yi. Just like that, they both got drunk and started talking nonsense. Shen Yi and Suiyan loudly blurted out what they had deceived Meng Hui. The two even acted like they were having a secret conversation that no one knew about, but actually everyone in the restaurant was looking at them. She raised her glass of wine and asked everyone to forget what happened today. After waking up, Shen Yi forgot what happened last night. He quickly called Jiang Jiang to ask about it. But Jiang Jiang didn't know how to tell Shen Yi. He had to make excuses that he had to go to the doctor for many days. Shen Yi called Suiyan again. Suiyan was also drunk and couldn't remember anything. When the two were discussing, Wei Lei walked in. Suiyan became feverish. What happened to Wei Lei? Wei Lei originally intended to blame him for his drinking. But Suiyan said he would be responsible for Wei Lei. Wei Lei suddenly picked up a great bargain. She accepted to be with Suiyan. In the end, Meng Hui couldn't help but find Suiyan to talk. She said she knew Shen Yi was Shen Yi. But Meng Hui said she did not want this issue to involve a third party. Suiyan had no choice but to follow Meng Hui's idea. Suiyan was originally supposed to go on a date with Wei Lei today, but because she was busy flirting with Meng Hui, she forgot. When he returned to the office and saw the ministry office, Wei Lei pulled out the wedding gift. This is a wedding gift from classmate Shen Yi, but Shen Yi's name was written on it, so Shen Yi left them all at Suiyan's place. Wei Lei became jealous. She thinks that Suiyan is a two-timing bet. She absolutely did not want to hear Suiyan's explanation. Wei Lei packed his things and went directly to Shen Yi's office. After Shen Yi explained, Wei Lei realized she had misunderstood Suiyan. Wei Lei intended to pack up his things and throw them away, but Shen Yi saw a box he had never seen before. Inside is his nameplate. He changed Wei Lei out, remembering what Suiyan said and did to him. Shen Yi finally remembered that Suiyan was one of the boys who bullied him back then. Shen Yi remembered what happened. He angrily went to find Suiyan. Just as Suiyan was trying on the groomsman's clothes, Shen Yi also rushed into the fitting room. He continuously said sarcastic words to Suiyan. Suiyan simply thought he was in a bad mood right now. Shen Yi directly took out the name tag. He blamed himself for considering Suiyan a friend, but Suiyan always hid this truth from him. Shen Yi became more and more agitated as he talked. He directly raised his fist. Suiyan stood still and endured his punch. Seeing Shen Yi gaining momentum, Suiyan stood up and fought back. The two fought endlessly in the changing room. Shen Yi fell into a weak position and was pressed onto the sofa. Such a scary scene was filmed by staff. Moreover, it also uses a super cute filter. Shen Yi refused to give up. He picked up the scissors next to him and cut off the tie Suiyan was holding. Shen Yi declares that brotherly love is now as severe as this tie. An injured Suiyan returns to the office. Seeing Wei Lei packing his things, he asked Wei Lei what he did yesterday. Suiyan feels their relationship lacks trust. He asked Wei Lei if something unexpected really happened that night. Wei Lei thought he knew the truth, so he admitted that nothing happened. Suiyan suggested that they both rethink this relationship. Suiyan wanted to clarify this matter with Shen Yi, but Shen Yi seemed to be strongly agitated. He continuously avoided Suiyan. Even moved the office to home. Suiyan went directly to Shen Yi's house. He really wanted to apologize to Shen Yi. He didn't want to lose his good brother of many years. Shen Yi thinks that Suiyan treats him well just because she wants to make up for her mistakes. Suiyan kept explaining and Shen Yi immediately asked him to prove it. While arguing, Meng Hui walked in. And you, do you feel guilty that's why you treat me well? This statement makes both Shen Yi and Suiyan worthy. After Suiyan left, Meng Hui told Shen Yi, she feels that Shen Yi's love for her is compensation. Even though they both love each other now, she is afraid that one day the love will end and they will hate each other. The next morning Shen Yi woke up and could not find Meng Hui. Then he saw the wedding ring on the nightstand. Furthermore, he saw that Meng Hui had many strange expressions. After a while he learned they were now living in 2033 and had been married for 10 years. Shen Yi cried without a sound. Meng Hui's multiple personality disorder relapsed. Meng Hui wants to go to the company with Shen Yi. Shen Yi had no other choice but to agree. He required everyone in the company to follow Meng Hui's time. All are living in the year 2033, but the boss of the wedding planning company brought this year's wedding party model to introduce to the two of them. Shen Yi's plan was disrupted. He lied again that he wanted to give Meng Hui a surprise after 10 years of marriage. Therefore, he specially celebrated the wedding anniversary and changed the year to 10 years ago to warm up the feelings. Meng Hui was not surprised at all. She also proposed to divorce Shen Yi to prove the deep relationship between the two. Shen Yi took Meng Hui to previous places to review memories. But it was no use. Meng Hui still wanted to move out of the house. Shen Yi didn't want Meng Hui to stay at a hotel, so he arranged for Meng Hui to stay at Sui Yan's house. He also cooperated with Meng Hui in the divorce. The lawyer said that if one of them had a mental illness, the procedure would be very complicated. Meng Hui was very shocked when she heard that. Shen Yi was afraid that everything would be revealed, so he had to lie that he had multiple personality disorder. After Meng Hui learned about it, she quickly asked Shen Yi with concern why he always hid the fact that he was sick from her. Shen Yi said because he was afraid that Meng Hui would worry about him like now. Just say something and you'll be sick. Shen Yi immediately pretended that his multiple personality disorder had relapsed. He constantly lied to the lawyer. Meng Hui had no choice but to let the lawyer go first. After returning home, Sui Yan and Wei Lei put everything back in place to help Meng Hui. After Shen Yi returned home, Meng Hui helped him prepare bath water. She was still wearing the clothes when the two first met. She tries to make Shen Yi remember the past. She completely considered Shen Yi as a patient without knowing that the patient was herself. The next day when Meng Hui went to work, she asked Xing Yao to change the entire time back to 10 years ago. She also said she would not interfere in the relationship between Xing Yao and Shen Yi. Right then, Xing Yao was secretly happy. She brought the food that had not yet arrived to Shen Yi. Meng Hui also came, but Shen Yi only wanted to eat the food made by Meng Hui. Even ate bitter melon, which he didn't like. He deliberately shows his affection for Meng Hui in front of Xing Yao. Xing Yao left angrily. After leaving the work, she asked Shen Yi to work overtime. Meng Hui decided to go home on her own but was stopped by Shen Yi. The wedding planner came to the company again to discuss wedding plans. Shen Yi whispers to him that the wedding has been cancelled. Meng Hui stepped forward. It turned out that Meng Hui wanted to have a wedding with Shen Yi. Shen Yi took the opportunity to propose going on a honeymoon. They stayed at a 5-star hotel and had first-class airline tickets. They all used Shen Yi's cards. Shen Yi and Sui Yan are busy studying love psychology books to sway Meng Hui. During dinner, Wei Lei suggested playing Truth or Dare. What risky things have you done for your most important person? The jar turned towards Sui Yan. Sui Yan said that he received the opportunity to work as a graduate student, but because his friend was hospitalized, so he couldn't. As a result, he got sick, so he missed time to defend his thesis and also lost the opportunity to work as a graduate student. That friend is Shen Yi. Shen Yi is angry that Sui Yan did not tell him this. Wei Lei suggested changing the game again. This time it's drawing cards to divide the room. The card Jian Jian was not in accordance with Wei Lei's intention. Seeing that, Shen Yi immediately changed things so that he could be with Meng Hui. Sui Yan and Wei Lei. Meng Hui did not understand what her friend meant. She also asked to stay in the same room as Wei Lei. Wei Lei revealed her plan to seduce Sui Yan. But everything was heard by Sui Yan. Seeing that Dang was about to be exposed, Dang said she would sleep with Tao. Shen Yi on this side was also lying waiting for Meng Hui. Meng Hui showed his disgust and pushed Shen Yi down, spilling all the wine on the bed sheet. Wei Lei heard the knock on the door very eagerly, thinking that Sui Yan came to look for her, but was disappointed because the person who appeared was Jian Jian. He took Wei Lei back to his room to express his feelings to her. Shen Yi had to sit and wash the bed sheet I made dirty earlier. At the bar, Meng Hui is always worried about Shen Yi's illness. Jiang Jiang and Tao outside offended a group of people. Today they went to the bar to cause trouble. While the wine bottle flew straight towards Meng Hui, Shen Yi disregarded it and went to help Meng Hui, so he was injured. The next morning, Meng Hui saw that Shen Yi's hair was too long, so she decided to cut his hair. Her actions were like a professional stylist, but while she wasn't paying attention, she made a mistake. After cutting her hair, Shen Yi turned into a fool. Meng Hui asked Xing Yao to come to the coffee shop. After a few days of observation, she discovered that Shen Yi always refused Xing Yao. On the contrary, he was very considerate and attentive to her. Meng Hui made up her mind that she would not give up on Shen Yi. She declares to Xing Yao that no matter what happens, she will be by Shen Yi's side. Xing Yao said there was something important he wanted to tell Shen Yi, but he had already guessed what she wanted to say, so he directly rejected her. Remember what you sacrificed for the company and Shen Yi. Xing Yao decided to resign. Tao asked Shen Yi, who said before that as long as Meng Hui believes that the two love each other, Meng Hui will be cured. Why is she still like this now? Sui Yan feels that the scar on his face is the reason why Meng Hui is like this. He thought that as long as the scar disappeared, Meng Hui would completely recover. Shen Yi decided to go to Professor Smith to ask him to perform surgery. The next day, Shani asked all employees to use their names to register for surgery with Professor Smith. Even so, he still felt like it was still a long time before it was his turn. Shani went to see Xianterm and asked him why he helped him in this way. Swayan feels that as long as Meng Hui's scar heals, their relationship will be reconciled. Shani actually said that in his heart he had forgiven Xianterm a long time ago. The two big men hugged each other and cried like two children. Swayan told Wei Lei that he was going on a business trip and wanted her to go with him. Wei Lei suddenly felt that Xianterm had never thought about her before making a decision. She is always the one placed behind everything. Wei Lei was a little upset. Before Meng Hui came to perform surgery, Shani reminded her of many things. He wanted to go with her but was refused by Meng Hui. Both surgery and recovery took half a year. You can't neglect the company for that long. Tao see Shani off to the airport. Shani reluctantly wanted to send her away, but because he had a meeting, he couldn't go with Meng Hui to the airport. Shani called Xianterm. He is afraid that Meng Hui will not be used to going abroad because her time is in 2033, announcing true peace to Shani. During the meeting, Shani was not in the mood to listen to the staff's report. He was worried about Meng Hui, so he decided to come visit her. He asked Jiang to book the plane tickets and then handed over all the work to the staff. At this moment, Swayan sent a message to Shani. He didn't see Meng Hui at the airport. Shani quickly went to find Meng Hui. He found her on the rooftop. Meng Hui doesn't want to come to you. In her mind, Shani was the one who was sick. She was afraid that Shani would have no one to take care of her at home. She didn't want to leave Shani. Now she doesn't care about the scars on her face anymore. If she had to choose between her lover and her scar, she would choose her lover without hesitation. Shani tried every way to advise Meng Hui. He even said he would go with her. The company will have staff to take care of it, but it's useless. Meng Hui insisted on staying by Shen Yi's side. In despair, Shen Yi could only use multiple personality disorder as an excuse. He said he was like that because of the scar on her face. He said just seeing the scar on Meng Hui's face made him feel very sad. He then decided to divorce Meng Hui. Shen Yi decided to divorce because he did not want to bear witness to Meng Hui's obstacles. He didn't want her to be unable to go abroad for surgery because of him. When the wedding planner was discussing details of the wedding with the staff, Shen Yi suddenly appeared. He told everyone the wedding was cancelled. After Meng Hui returned home, she saw that Shen Yi had packed all his things. He plans to move to the house if he's afraid. Meng Hui did not want to leave Shen Yi, but Shen Yi made up his mind. He thinks this is the best choice. However, after the breakup, Meng Hui and Shen Yi's mood became very depressed, even changing their advertising strategy and continuously reducing prices. He asked Xiao Mei to reduce the price of all cosmetics that he and Meng Hui researched together. Xiao Mei reminds Shen Yi not to be so depressed. Anyway, there are still many employees who support him. All the staff saw the situation and were very worried. Together they discuss how to get Shen Yi and Meng Hui back together and get the company back up and running. Shen Yi and Meng Hui's plan to restore their love begins. The staff helped Meng Hui make an appointment for Shen Yi to meet at the old location in the evening. Meng Hui waited all day, but Shen Yi still did not appear. Meng Hui received a phone call. He said Shen Yi had been drinking for more than 180 minutes, and now he would take Shen Yi home. Shen Yi watched her tell Meng Hui that their relationship started from the scar, but my love was not a compensation. He wanted Meng Hui to have surgery to remove the scar so he wouldn't know her anymore, but she didn't go. Twice he tried to make an appointment with Professor Smith, but she didn't go. Did she intentionally let him over like that? After Shen Yi woke up, he found himself in the hospital. Meng Hui, Tao, Swayan and the others were all looking at him. He worries about what he might have done wrong during the drunken episode. Meng Hui said if he wants her to undergo surgery, she will go see Dr. Smith. Suddenly he saw a needle in his hand. He asked Swayan if he had an incurable disease that everyone was hiding from him. Hearing these words, everyone chuckled. Oh my god. You're just poisoned by alcohol. Shen Yi declares that the wedding will take place as scheduled. Jiang immediately called the wedding company, but the wedding planning company didn't want to talk to him at all. They asked Shen Yi to pay in advance. Shen Yi happily agreed. Shen Yi and Meng Hui reconciled. Swayan decided to wait until their wedding was over before going to England. Wei Lei sees Swayan always making decisions without considering her feelings. She was very sad. Swayan only said sorry. He didn't explain much. Shen Yi and Meng Hui's happy day has arrived. Love also came to attend the wedding. Shen Yi asked someone to turn on the live broadcast of Qian Chan's speech on the stage screen. Meng Hui saw the time on the live broadcast. Turns out it's 2023, not 2033. Furthermore, the person with the problem is her, not Shen Yi. Wei Lei turned his head and saw Xing Yao. Without saying a word, she immediately rushed to Xing Yao. Everyone also joined in and chased Xing Yao away. Meng Hui remembered everything that happened after she got to know Shen Yi. Her multiple personality disorder caused him to constantly have to co-act with her. Meng Hui finally realized that Shen Yi had tried so hard to love her. He gives wholeheartedly, not to compensate. Shani has always been so kind to her. He no longer owes her a long time ago. She didn't know what she would become when she woke up. But no matter who she is, she loves Shani. After finishing speaking, Meng Hui went back to sleep. Shani hugged her and left. When he got home, Meng Hui was still sleeping. Tao feels that this time Meng Hui can completely overcome his multiple personality disorder. Suiyan was right. The scar is the cause of Meng Hui's multiple personality disorder. But now Meng Hui really doesn't care about the scar on her face, so the previous troubles will never appear again. Wei Lei accidentally bumped his nose while fighting with Xing Yao. She called Professor Smith's secretary. Accidentally learned that Suiyan came to England to research her nose correction, not because of Meng Hui. She fell in love with Suiyan even more. Therefore, she decided to go to England with Suiyan. Time passed. Half a year later, Xiao Mei became vice president of LS Company. Tao and Jiang Jian also got married. Meng Hui's scar has healed. Meng Hui and Shani returned to their hometown to go to school when they were children. Seeing the children playing, Meng Hui was deeply moved. She told Shani that the children actually made a mistake, but they had no malice. Instead of punishing, scolding, or hating them, adults need to teach them how to become useful to society, like Shani is now. Shani gave a lecturing smile. He said it was Meng Hui who made him stand out as he is now. In the end, the two happily hugged each other. This series ends here. Wishing you all good health to support our team. Thank you very much and see you in the next series. Now, goodbye and see you again. Bye-bye.